Good morning, all. Hello. Hello, Flying Squirrel, Trish, Sluggo, Nana, TP, Apocalyptic Caveman, Rest. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Hello, the Daily Word, and Cheryl and Sven. Hello, Patriot, Snow Wolf. Just trying to a sleeping cat. Yeah. Penny's curled up on his head. All right. I found that funny. It finally, Michelle, good to see you on live. Hello, Kat and Peggy. Hopefully, you and the hubby are well. Along with Young at Heart, Sharon, J and A. Ooh, I should do this. I just saw a fantastic reminder. Um, Let me get to this one before I can possibly forget. Amy, I hope you're listening. Actually, I'm going to need to put these back on. Silly me. This is from Jay. Amy, on your special day, I just want you to know how deeply I love you. Every moment with you is a gift I never take for granted. Your laughter lights up my days, your strength inspires me, and your heart makes me a better man. I love the way you see the world, the way you care for those around you, and the way simply being near you makes everything feel right. You are my home, my joy, and my greatest blessing. And I will spend every day showing you just how much you mean to me. Thought that one was just great. That was Jay's message to Amy on her birthday. I enjoyed getting to read that one. Hello, Jack's mom in Texas, girly girl. Whoa, fishing weather. Hey, G, I like the way you think. Tell Judy Lynn I said hello, JL. Hello, Darlene. Mercy. Uh-oh. Cheryl, yeah, the we're starting to get more and more people. By the time you do the total numbers at the end, it's a lot of new folks are coming in through the Rumble side into our community. That was precious. Can't do that for everybody, or we want to have a podcast, but I think it's pretty cool when I get to do that for friends. Really do. Wrong shirt. I agree with you. It's a Nashville shirt, one of my favorite shirts from my Nashville crew, which I just love from. I mean, I don't even know where to go from Marge to where do I even go with all of them without offending somebody else? Yeah. Or I just have to start breaking out the entire list of them to share. I have met so many just amazing people from that area doing events there. Do I like country music? I like both kinds of music, guys, country and western. That's definitely my preference. Would be country, western, old school rock, blues. I like my music to have some soul. It is rare for Jay to get in the doghouse. He does. I've known them for a few years now, and in a positive way, he worships the ground she walks on. I don't mean that as like replacing God or making an idol or any of those things, but yes. Now I have talked to both of them at length over the years, and that's what you hope to find in life. Young at Heart, you caught it. One of my favorite movies too. BLJ, I'm hearing chatter from people saying early next week. You're not the only one. I'm getting a lot of that right now, especially from the bond side. We'll see what holds true. They all seem to want to talk, but we need them to give us specifics. When I say they seem to want to talk, they want to talk in generalities. I get it. They don't want to mess anything up. My one in Asia, the only message I got was meeting went great. What does that mean? Daggone it. I want specifics. Ken. Everybody's breaking out their sweet speech, practicing, right, Ken? Are Zim notes over one? I've never heard. Well, actually, no. Somebody did mention one. I don't know though. I've never heard them mention from any of my Paymaster group sources or any of those anything over the 100T mark. I do love Motown. My dad was a big Motown fan, so I heard it a lot as a young man growing up. A good bit. He also was an Elton John, Neil Diamond. If they were really bad in the 70s, he liked them. No, I'm just kidding. He did have some pretty decent taste in music. Joe, I've been following you daily for a little over 5 years and missed the opportunity to notify you of my birthday today. Dude, Joe, you got to do better. No, I'm just kidding, Joe. Happy birthday. I'm a country girl. Show me the money. Do I cut and paste? Some things. It's easy and it's convenient. I'll cut and paste something. Fundamentals, your opinion regarding any impact on RV timing based on the current total collapse of global carry trade. I think it has a lot to do with it, but it's one of many factors. We're going to talk about some of those this morning. We are watching a very troubled bond market in Japan right now. When you see that, because Japan holds a massive amount of U.S. bonds as well, and these, I'm not talking about the historic bonds. I'm not talking about dragons or railroad bonds or any of those. I'm talking about treasuries. Japan issues them, US issues them. So this would be the mainstream bond market. And to say it is troubled would be an understatement right now, which Tokyo bond quake, volatility screams. This isn't contained. I was told to watch Asia and the US's bond markets. It would give us very clear indicators of timing, how close we are. So when I see that, as troubled as it is, they're getting close to not being able to do it until it collapses if they don't do it quickly. Wait, the people of Dearborn, Michigan are finally standing up to the regime, having a huge gathering. Oh, woman, I would love some details on that one. Weezer, morning Z family, gonna get my fixed rifle and go deer hunting. Good luck. Send jerky. I do like good deer jerky, guys. Don't get it often enough. Then you got to find somebody that will slice it properly to get rid of a lot of the silver skin in it, so it's not like chewing leather. What did Real Tom have to say? My friend in the VND group's leader has been in Hong Kong with the elders, said it's finally done and is headed back home. That would certainly fit with them suddenly being, or my reports of them suddenly being in Asia on the bond side. It would make sense that group leaders, etc., therefore aggregated as well. That could be great news. I can't verify it because it's not my contact, but one of those close friends is an evangelist who walks across South and Central America carrying a cross, is on the ground. Some of the most connected people in this venture are church groups. And I think that's why they want to use it for humanitarian funds, because they know the overwhelming majority are, well, Christian, religious in a positive way, want to help humanity and mankind. A trash dog inviting you over to bag him in your front yard. I like the cat too, trash dog. Oh, Rachel. Wait. We just had a new baby? Callum, such a blessing to our family. Sweetest baby. Wait. Did we get a baby boy? Did I miss something? Ooh, good call. Kukla, good call. Let me get this boom. If you're like me and you're getting to that age where your body just feels sluggish and off all the time, then listen up, because recently I wasn't feeling great. Decided to call my friend Dr. Josh for some help. Told him what was going on, and his response kind of shocked me. He said that I was showing all the telltale signs of a clogged liver. All right, totally off script on this one. Liver is one of the most beat up organs in the human body, especially with today's diet, processed food, forever chemicals. Flushing, taking care of the liver So important. All right, now back onto the script, and we can talk about that. I mean, I've heard of all sorts of other things to really aggressively go after clogged livers, but here's one that's awfully convenient. And I've had a number of people swear by it and another product from this company. He said that I was showing all the telltale signs of a clogged liver. You've probably already heard about how important your liver is for detoxification, digestion, and energy levels. Here's the thing: most people have no idea how clogged and overburdened their liver actually is. Eating processed food, drink, even stress, these things can all take a toll, leaving your liver clogged. It's important not to let this go unchecked because your liver is the most important organ in your body, being responsible for the proper function of nearly every system in your body, from digestion to metabolism to detoxification. Essentially, a healthy liver equals a healthy you. That's why Dr. Josh, a practicing doctor with over 25 years of medical expertise, formulated a special liver supplement called Ultra Liver that acts like a deep cleanse for your entire body. It has sold a bunch, over 500,000 bottles. My guess is it's more like over a million because they haven't updated their ad right in quite some time. And I've talked to many of you guys. I've heard just phenomenal reports from many of you folks have used it and what it meant to your numbers, your stats, how you feel, your blood work, etc., which is really positive because you're looking at somebody with 25 years plus of experience and something that works. You need to know it works, not, hey, I think I feel better. Like real numbers, real people telling you how they feel. So it is your lucky day. They do have a sale. Well, your lucky month at up to 50% off by going to tryultraliver.com/MarkZ because they are running that special for a while. My guess is through the holidays. Let's get this one done. Your liver can. That's right. If you get rid of all that, there is a lot of research. I've had people that they were told their liver screwed, they're toast, they're stage 4, there's this, they're that, and then they cleaned up, declogged, and it shows an amazing ability to bounce back if you do what you need to and give it what it needs. We got a new grandbaby. Oh, that's even cooler. See, Richane, my 9-year-old grandson, had his first hunting experience with his dad. They were staying in a tent, temps in the high teens. Dad forgot sleeping bags and blankets. Whoo! I bet one night was enough. I bet Dad was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that." See, lily pad, breaking news: the state of Tennessee passed an immigration bill, Senate Bill 6002, House Bill 6001, that criminalizes elected officials for voting in favor of sanctuary city policies. The backlash is ugly on this. You're going to see, now remember, like Charlotte, you've got 2 or 3 bad press from thousands of arrests as they are doing a immigration push in Charlotte, North Carolina. It only takes 1 or 2 bad stories to affect public opinion. It doesn't matter that 998 arrests were very smooth, very proper, nothing wrong. And they're complaining about the number of people that are legal that have been being arrested. These are the same people that are going to protests, blocking police, etc. Great that they're here legitimately and legally. But what did you think was going to happen? At some point, you have to take the right and wrong and all those things out of this and say, what did logic tell us was going to happen when we opened the border? We stopped vetting. We allowed people on the known terrorist list in. We're allowing people and giving them, cash-free bail for violent crimes, sexual assaults, things like that. What did they think was going to happen? Did they not think that there would be a knee-jerk reaction, a very negative knee-jerk reaction, as people were simply fed up? Did they just think that nobody was going to be affected? No innocent person might get caught up in it? It is planned this way. Unless you are a rock-eating idiot, you will see how planned and engineered this crisis is. I mean, you got to be some kind of brain dead stupid to not see it. Did I say that strongly enough? Yeah, see, no cussing. Christ is king. At the same time, we're human beings. What did you think the population was going to do? How did you think they were going to react? I hate it. I hate when innocent people get caught up in it. It bothers me. I don't like children having to see those things. So why create that? Why create that drama? Why put them in those positions? I mean, you got to be brain dead stupid not to see it. You're welcome to get offended by what's going on, but I'm just stunned that these folks are not offended by what led to this going on. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. They're getting exactly what they planned to get. They're getting exactly the response that they wanted to get. There's your short. Oh, boy, I tell you, that is just bad time. I'll get to the news. I got a call I have to take. It will last seconds. I am so sorry, guys. I need to give you Jennifer for a minute while I take care of some work-related stuff. And the timing could not. I am so sorry, guys. I need to give you Jennifer for a minute. You're gonna have to turn off your computer speakers, Jennifer.
There you go.
Frank, not the handler, unfortunately. This is work-related. I have got to get this knocked out real quick. Timing just sucked. All right, Jennifer, you are in charge.
Hey guys, just want to thank you again for having me on here. I so appreciate every one of you. As we from Anti-Trafficking Bureau, we all appreciate and love you guys so very much. So I just wanted to hop on and give you guys some quick updates on the silent auction and other things that we have going on. So just to touch base about the silent auction, thank you guys. Thank you, every one of you, for making it a huge success for us. Our first online silent auction, and it was a success. We raised about $3,000 after shipping costs and all that stuff. So everything has been shipped out. You should have gotten an email or response. If you do not get your items by the end of the week, please don't hesitate to reach out to me so we can double check and see what's going on. Everybody should have their tracking numbers and all that. So we should be good there. So some updates on victim rescues and updates with victim services. So last Saturday we did have love the hat, Mark. Love it. Yes.
We need one that says like donor or partner or something for folks that aren't actually on the staff, helping with active rescues.
We are in the process. It's just, we have so many things going on, and getting those right people, those right connections to help take it to the new level. So we're in the process of that, but that is one thing that we do have in our works to do.
All right, keep going with the update. I'm very excited.
Thank you. So last Saturday on the 8th, we had a victim escape from her capture, and because of that, we were able to help rescue 7 others with the information that she gave. It is still an ongoing investigation. So we can't tell a whole lot more than that right now. We had a rescue in Cambodia where 20 Colombian men and women, so it was both male and female, were rescued. It was a joint effort between Colombia and Cambodian authorities along with ATB. Again, this investigation is still open as well, so we can't give a lot of details on that either. But as soon as we get more information on those, we'll definitely be willing and happy to share that with you guys. We have a gunshot survivor back home. She was shot in her stomach when she was escaping her captors. We were able to get her back home as of last week. She did have surgery. She had to have a large amount of her large intestines taken out. So we do help with her medical care with that as well. But she is back home, and we have 2 other survivors that are back home, safe and sound now. So lots of victims getting to go home and survivors back with their family. We also have had some recent investigations with Colombia, the U.S. Marshals. Together, Colombia government, the U.S. Marshals collaborating with ATB, they were able to capture an American in Bogota. So again, that's why it's so important, because we do have these, they're shipped overseas. They are taken overseas. If they're not taking American kids overseas, then the Americans are still going overseas doing it. So it is truly a joint effort with all the different countries together. We also have 2 more cases with Americans in the Dominican being investigated too, where the Americans are sexually abusing minors over there. So as you see, Mark has up here From Chains to Chances, the Cucuta, Colombia trip that's upcoming. We are excited about that. It's going to be happening the 24th, which is very soon. Very, very excited to go and get to meet these women that have endured so much. But this is a time for us everybody to get involved. Survivors are going to get to meet other survivors from operations for the first time. And we want to let them know that they're all loved and not forgotten. And we want to help them in their journey with strength and courage. And so the page that MarkZ is sharing, that is our link to watching this live. We will have this live streamed. So it's something that we want MarkZ's audience, everybody here, to get to watch it. So please, get that link, share it with other people, and help be a supporter of that if you can. $25 will provide a meal. $50 covers transportation. $100 provides lodging. $250 a sponsor of $250 will help one of the sponsors get their full reunion experience. $500 will help fund the filming of the survivor stories, because this is going to be filmed and it's going to be turned into a documentary. Anybody that donates $1,000 will be a Justice Champion sponsor, and they will be included in the documentary credits as a special thank you for that. We do have a few other things, so getting close to the end of our update, but we do have some recent trainings that we did. Fernando and the ATB team recently trained 30 agents assigned to Homeland Security and the FBI. So although you don't see our name out there like some of the other places in the United States, we are heavily involved here at home as well, which is why we, registered here as well too. So we do have that we just recently completed as well. We are hoping to be all hands on deck in December, because December is everybody wants to be with their family and enjoy that family time.
I just love the efforts you guys are going so that these victims can be with their families. I mean, you think about how many people you guys have rescued that would not have been with their families this holiday season. They would have been, chained to a bed or in a room or in front of a camera or whatever. I mean, it's pretty awesome what you're doing.
Thank
to
you.
help.
Yeah. And it doesn't end, because December is actually one of the months where trafficking is increased. So December is a very heavily trafficked month, because everybody else is engaged in their own little things, right? They're not thinking about that. People put their guards down more in December. They're in that Christmas spirit. No worries, no cares, Hakuna Matata, and guards are down. So it happens more in December, and because of that, Anti-Trafficking Bureau doesn't sleep. Fernando and the team in Colombia as well now, they've spent the past 10 Christmases on the streets. Okay. So when you're with your family, I want you to think about Fernando and the boots on the ground people that are not with their families on Christmas, because they're too busy being selfless, helping other people. So in order for that to do that, though, and I think we all hate talking about the money and the funding part, but it is
Unfortunately
important.
that's what makes it happen.
Yeah, if we don't have the funding, we can't do it. But so just keep that in the back of your mind, that we are really hoping that we can fund, keep them out there so we can bring more people home. If we can't get them in home time for Christmas, at least we can hopefully get them home in time for New Year's.
This rescue from, I believe you said, in Asia. Did I catch that one right? Was I missing that?
In Cambodia?
In Cambodia? Was this like a Colombian or somebody from Dominican being trafficked over there? Was this a Cambodian person being trafficked?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly right now, and I will probably not even I'm not entailed to get that information yet, because it's still current.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to get anything in trouble. I was just kind of curious, because the reach of this thing is global.
It is. And when I first started with the anti-trafficking, I honestly was like, we need here at home. We need to tackle this at home. It was after getting involved with Fernando and Anti-Trafficking Bureau, that's when I realized that it's not just a here problem or their problem. They're all intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not people looking for trouble. They're not out there, some may be, but a lot of them are not out there working in strip clubs. They're out there trying to find a job because they have children to support. They have medical needs, and these traffickers approach them in a way of, I can help you with some funding. I've got a perfect job for you. And they're taken advantage of that way. So it is very important that we understand that it is a global problem and they're all intertwined. So we're doing what we can here in the United States and abroad as well. So the couple other things that we do have going on that's pretty exciting, I think, so first of all, let me see. I need to know which name they're on Zelle, please.
Just some folks that would like to be able to contribute. What is the best way to do that for you all?
I think the Zelle, you could put in my email address, Jennifer@antitraffickingbureau.org, and that should bring you right to our Zelle, the anti-trafficking Zelle. And that way it's tax deductible. If you send it to me, personally, I send it right over to the Anti-Trafficking Bureau, but it's not deductible for you that way. So please do send it to, if you want to Zelle it, you can Zelle through Jennifer@antitraffickingbureau.org. But we do have a hootlock for kids coming out. We are going to have a book series for children, for little bitty children.
Yeah, so that they can start early on helping for everybody to be aware, etc. It's pretty neat. I've been able to be privy to a lot of those back and forth conversations with the board on that one, and I'm pretty excited about that because we got to start educating them from the beginning so that if we're ever going to beat human trafficking.
Yep, start them right at the young age. So yeah, we have a Hootlock series coming out. Hootlock, the ATB owl. And someone had asked me, what's the reason with the owl? Well, just so you know, the owl has very keen eyesight. And the owl, if the owl wants to capture its prey, it's going to. All right. So it's kind of the same sort of thing with ATB. They can run, but they can't hide. So, and we see you whether you think we do or not. So that's kind of the background with that.
I'm very excited about that one. And I am certain once it releases, we'll get to tell everybody about it, or Jennifer and Fernando will come on and tell everybody about it.
Yes, we are very excited. We have the first book that's about ready to come out. So if you are in an education setting, you work in an education setting or church setting or daycare setting, please reach out to me. I would love to get one of these books in your hands for you to take to the church and daycare and see what they think about it. If they like it, like I said, we're going to have a series. We're going to have characters, little plushies, a little badge, saying that I'm a junior ATB investigator, all those cool things. So please let me know if you are interested. The only other thing that we have, Mark, is we are offering a master's degree and a certificate program in anti-trafficking, in human trafficking studies. That's going to be through CMM College of Theology. But we're offering that starting January. So if you really want to get into it, you want to learn more, you want to get, use it for job opportunities. Again, we'll have a certificate and a master's program, both.
Which will be
lots
fantastic.
Of good things happening.
Lots of good things. It's been very rewarding watching Anti-Trafficking Bureau ATB grow and help so many as we have grown, and knowing the role of the community in that. And guys, if you do, please, you can reach out to Jennifer directly. You don't have to reach out to me. If you know other podcasters, other folks that have large Telegram followings, etc., that might want to come on board and help in this effort, just reach out to Jennifer directly. You don't have to go through me. I am giving you my blessing. Whatever it takes to grow the reach so we can save and help as many people as possible is what we want.
Yeah, that's the goal. It's all about them, not about us.
church leaders that may want to work with them. Just directly reach out. That same email that would help you if you want to, Zellcat, whatever it was, help get funds there. You can also use to reach out, share with your pastor, your influencers, so that they can contact her directly.
And ATB can also do, you know, because the crazy times that we're living in, right? Church security trainings as well. So if you are in a church that's interested in some trainings, active shooter trainings or any other security trainings, we can do those as well. So the reach is great. It all goes to the same cause, because everything is to protect our loved ones and help those that are caught in this and get them out. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out with anything that we can help you with.
Awesome. Thank you for the update, Jennifer. We got to do it more often.
Thank you for having me on, Mark. We love you guys so much. Thank you to your whole audience and community. You guys are such a blessing, and we pray for blessings for you guys all too.
Good. We'll keep them going around. The more prayers, the better.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jennifer. Guys, that was Jennifer with ATB, Fernando's right hand. And, well, I don't know. I don't even think Fernando could do what he does without her. Maybe she's Fernando's right-hand man. No, just fantastic and a huge blessing. Okay, guys. Some Twitch people getting an ads. Good timing. I know it's an unorthodox moment or morning between a work call that just could not wait. It was supposed to happen an hour ago. Long before, but still got to keep the lights on. So got to take care of it. So we need to get to back to news time. We had already talked at some depth on the bond side. Now let's get into the other news out of Iraq. Many of you folks commenting on my picture. Al-Sadr blocks the way for the framework. This was Maliki and crew by refusing to interfere in the formation of the new Iraqi government. They really thought, because of his very Islamic leanings, etc. Well, I shouldn't say leanings. I mean, he's a spiritual leader. They really thought he was going to come in and rescue them from common sense development and run just based on religious views. Like, no, you guys need to work this out. It needs to be what is best for all Iraqis, and the political process needs to work. So major blow to Maliki and crew. They are not overly happy as they have attempted their power grab and continuing to run away with the lead and public support. Sudani. State of Law Coalition denies meeting with a delegation from the Quds Force and reveals features of the movement to form a new government. It's all about spin right now. There are many, many reports from many organizations and groups and individuals in Iraq that Maliki was meeting with Kurds forces and Iranian forces to try to consolidate power. Iran is in a tough spot if they cannot greatly influence Iraq. So we're watching this play out. This is expected. This is politics. Just watch it over the next days as we come to a conclusion on this one. Things continue to stay very positive. Washington may use dollars to destabilize. This is some of the chatter going around. I just want to share it so nobody overreacts. To destabilize Baghdad's next government if it doesn't implement its terms. In other words, if Maliki goes, the U.S. May be opposed. I don't think there's a chance of that. Again, we shared this last night. Banknote circulation, replacement instruction standards, counting, sorting, all of those things. Very interesting timing for the CBI to put into place what would be necessary for a revaluation and how to handle the bills, the incoming dollars, etc. What's considered legitimate, what's not. Very interesting timing if nothing's happening. I thought that one was just great. We do have a little more financial news that I think has a lot of bearing on this event. A lot of bearing on this event. We were talking about it earlier. Rest, it wasn't the call, it was work. Tawana's granddaughter's birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, let's get back with some of this because we do have Stacy Z joining us soon after we get through all the news. Our regularly scheduled program. See, just popped up. President Anna Paulina announced FBI wants to make all aware about an online network, 764, using encrypted apps to engage in many bad things, targeting minors. Stay aware, parents, and share. Yeah, I've talked about them a number of times on this program. That same group was instrumental in the Nashville trans shooter, was instrumental in the Charlie Kirk shooter, and was instrumental in the attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, on Trump's, according to their history. It is one of the common denominator spots that they were all using. Very, very interesting correlation that should be paid attention to. Now, let's keep going. Continuing jobless claims highest in 4 years. New ones dropping suddenly. Initial jobless claims drop back near 2025 lows, which is better than expected. The continuing jobless claims, meaning many of those government people and the folks in the DC area continue to be jobless. And, I'm ready for them to change professions and do something legitimate. It's just the underlying what's going on now. They are expected, as the government continues to downsize, which it desperately needed to, those claims may go back up. People were not getting their pink slips. They weren't getting dismissed from the job when the government was not at work. So we may see this number increase. The takeaway, though, is it is hitting the bureaucrats in DC and government more than it's hitting any other segment. And we talked about this one, the Tokyo bond quake, as we were watching that bond volatility in Japan and in the U.S. We were watching a lot of volatility on that government-financed debt as people lose faith in their governments to ever be able to pay those debts. And this is one of the key areas I was told to pay attention to for timing. A collapsing bond market means they are forced to pull the trigger. Walmart, this is just more of that economic trend. We've kind of touched on it recently. Walmart beats earnings, hikes guidance as consumer trade down accelerates, meaning they're going to places like Walmart, Sam's Club. They're going to Walmart instead of Target because things are more affordable at Walmart. The shopping experience may not be as pleasant for them. We're going to Sam's instead of Costco. They're going to TJ Maxx instead of JC Penney's or an upper scale store, etc. This is very normal. We see this every time we're seeing an economic downturn. We're seeing it in whether or not people get a Grey Goose in soda, or whether they get a house liquor in soda, whether they go to an expensive restaurant, or they start going to something like more like an Applebee's or something that's offering some kind of meal deal. In other words, people are looking for the bargain as things get tighter and tighter and tighter. They start eating at home instead of out. These are all trends showing what's going on with the fundamentals of our economy. Speaking of those, Thanksgiving dinner costs decline again as turkey prices fall 16%. Farm Bureau says cheapest in over 3 years, or 3 years to date. I think it actually makes this the cheapest Thanksgiving in 4 years. So it is making a difference. Is it as big as we want it to be? No, but things are starting to stabilize. DJT just called for the arrest of the Democratic congressional members who made a video urging the military to refuse. He had made a comment before. I haven't heard him call for the arrest, but he did say in his opinion it was sedition, and I agree with him. I think that was a horribly irresponsible thing for them to do. One or two more before we get over to Stacy Z and I get a Target just lowered prices. That is too funny. They are responding. They have figured out where they fit in the market or where they don't fit. Senate unanimously approves the bill to release the Epstein files. We shared this breaking news last night. I don't remember if it was the evening news or if it was on Whiskey and Wisdom. But they have agreed unanimous consent, 427-1 to approve. Sending the bill to release all the Epstein files. Of course, Democrats now feel very suckered. Democrat Plaskett digs deeper grave on Epstein ties. We ignore the friendly back and forth as he was consulting with her, suggesting how she should handle things. She's saying she only wanted to get to the truth and she doesn't care what his record is. She's talked to murderers in cases as an attorney. She's talked to some very bad people. She just wants the truth. Well, the truth is you were taking advice in Congress on something not related to human trafficking from a human. It is nuts. They continue to double down and they continue to get bitten in the butt. We are now finding more Democrat ties to Epstein, and these are the releases that came before the big release. This is part of the 50-some thousand pages that the Trump administration has already released. Yeah, it very much sounds like releasing those files was part of the plan of war or the art of war. She took donations from him. She was saying she continued to take him after he was convicted. But then she's saying, then she started feeling bad and started donating any money that he gave or earmarking the same amount if she'd already spent it, earmarking it to give to different women's groups in her area. She said, well, I had to listen to him. He was a constituent. Wait a minute. He's not allowed to vote, but he's a constituent. Does live in the area. I guess I can see that part maybe. Pretty questionable. Who else was asking for donations after he was convicted? Hakeem Jeffries. And it goes on and on. Yep, she was just taking a call from her constituent. Jeffrey Epstein, Jamie Raskin said, I want you to stop and think about that one. Stop and think about that one. Okay, he's a constituent. How did he ever get your personal cell phone number? He was messaging you, calling you, talking to you on your personal cell phone number. Not, hey, constituent, sending you an email to your official address, not calling your office, talking to your assistant, your secretary, whatever it's called in today's world. Your personal cell phone. Not even like your business line, not like your direct line at work, your personal cell phone. Oh, wait a minute. He was also doing the same thing, I believe, from the stories I have read in the last 24, 36 hours with Hakeem Jeffries, with Summers, the former Treasury Secretary. Personal cell numbers. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty free with my number. And I still like keeping things private. And there are still things that are inappropriate. And boy, that one passed it long time ago. Shows you the moral compass of the party that is trying to scream about Trump's moral compass. Waiting for more people to pick up on this one. It is a tremendous backlash. And the Clintons, does anybody remember who paid for or a large portion of Chelsea Clinton's wedding dress? Anybody remember? Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell. Or at least that's what the stories told us many years ago. We are planning, Dr. Scott is planning on joining this evening. I've got a packed afternoon to get to. Yeah, lawyer Alan Dershowitz, who's seen everything on it and had some ties, some back and forth, because Epstein was a client, said there's nothing at all on Trump, nothing negative. It sounds like we need to treat all Congress like children. When you're in class court hearings, cell phones left at the door. I can see where they're going to need to contact somebody from their staff. Hey, we need this file. Hey, they're asking for this. I can see why they need one, but wow. Personally texting back and forth on your personal cell phone with Epstein. Like almost 10 years after his conviction, if I remember the dates correct on this one. Wow, is all I can say. Yeah, I also agree that Dershowitz has some explaining to do. And I think we will get all the explanations we need as these files release. They are trying to have them released within 30 days. Ought to make for an interesting Christmas, huh? Wait, you don't see Hillary or Bill Clinton at Cheney's funeral? Yeah, we're not letting this one get swept under the rug. All right. Mama Bear says many were jailed for not showing up congressional hearings. Yeah, I can name a couple of right-leaning or conservatives that were locked up. I can name a few that were locked up because their attorneys told them they didn't have to answer to that subpoena. Yeah, anybody off the top of your head? I don't know. Names like Schroyer, Alex Jones, things like that. I'm trying to think of some of the other names that we could use. They're going to get the seditious goons from all directions because they get sloppy and arrogant. And I think that arrogance is biting them in the butt right now. Let's see. Gee, now that Epstein's list has been agreed to by the Dems, I'm assuming they will be lining up to call for the arrests of the Clintons for ignoring subpoenas since the Dems are victim activists, right? If you care about the victims, yep. All right. Arrest the lawyers for telling them that. Depends on what they were telling him and why. There were some that I think were legitimate, most not. Ooh, and bought her daughter an $8 million apartment in New York. I would like to be able to buy my kids $8 million apartments, not in New York, though. Okay, I would never spend that for an apartment. That's stupid. Maybe a whole apartment building so they have a business if I had it. In the end, all secrets. Comey case, I don't know, Kevin. There's some back and forth over procedures. I think it is going to end up being successful. It may have to go to a different group of prosecutors. Some back and forth, Ruth Ann, as they're trying to convince a judge that it needs to be thrown out because of procedural, not guilt. That's not been questioned. They're talking about who has the power, who has the procedural, whatever, which means they may have to back up and punt, take a different approach because they've got the guilt already attached. You'll see that one come to a head. I just did not share that one. I should have shared. There's the Comey one because it is just typical lawyers. Kind of like the murderer that gets off a technicality because one or two words got left out of Miranda rights, things like that. That's where they're fighting at this point. So just stay calm on that one. Watch it play out. Peter Navarro, Trump's personal attorney, another one of those J6 jail casualties. Yeah, didn't even Rudy have to go for a while? I still think Comey's sweating bullets no matter what he says. I agree with you. He was yeah, I don't want to comment. I'm not a judge and I don't get myself in trouble. Yeah, that's the question, whether government lawyer screwed it up. But it is important to follow these things. All right, folks, I'm going to pull Stacy Z. I'm going to stay in chat. Sorry about the unconventional morning because of work and then really wanting to get ATB in here. Steve Bannon, Sea Trench, that was the one for some reason I was just drawing a blank on. Thank you. Let's see. Beasts, happy belated to her birthday yesterday. I am not going to attempt singing. Probably not for a few more days, maybe next week. Rudy went for a bad hair dye job. Yes, he did. Aging's a tough thing. Many of us don't do it gracefully. Perfect time. Perfect timing. Yeah, somebody's saying Rudy's this line. I look at it all around. I'm surrounded. I do think he got screwed on that deal, though. All right, let's get Stacy Z in here and turn her loose, and I can answer more questions in chat.
Good morning, everybody. How is everybody? I thought it was hat day. Didn't you have a hat on earlier?
I did have a hat on, but it gets in the way of the camera and how I have to hold my head on because of how my stuff is set up. And then I have to sit differently, then my back strains, and just, yeah, not worth the abuse.
No, not at all.
As much as I love the hat, and I love the hat.
I do, however, have tennis clinic right after this, so that's why I have my hat on. I'm dressed and ready to go. Okay, we are going to be talking about cellular detoxification because this is so important. I just found out late last night, that we had a friend who just lost her husband who was fighting a whole liver thing for a long time, and he did great. It turned into GI issues, and then it just went downhill, but he put up an amazing fight. But I cannot tell you how important it is to detoxify your cells. With everything in the world today, there is nothing, sadly, there's nothing healthy for you. And essentially everybody's against us, trying to put us on pharma meds for the rest of our life. And we don't want to do that. And I also want to emphasize that if you go to pubmed.gov, where every doctor in the world goes to find studies, you can actually put in NRF2 in detoxification, and over 1,200 studies come up. It's that important. It is your cellular detoxification pathway. So essentially your cellular and organ detoxification, and why is this your organ? Your liver is the biggest detoxifier in your body. God made it perfect, right? So it's essential because it protects your body from internal buildup of waste, toxins, and damaged molecules that, if left unlocked, can trigger early aging and increase the risk of chronic diseases. So why is detoxification so crucial? Cells produce waste constantly through normal metabolism, oxidative stress, and environmental exposures, right? Pollutants, pesticides, heavy metals, medications, the air we breathe, the water we drink, God, the microplastics that are in things now. We have credit card size of plastic in our bodies now because of all the plastic that's been used for food and water bottles and such. So if your detox systems are overwhelmed and impaired, especially the liver and the kidneys, and your intracellular pathways like the NRF2 and autophagy, toxic compounds build up, and they lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and kidney disease, heart disease. It all intertwines. I can't stress enough how important it is that if your cells are happy, your tissues are happy. If your tissues are happy, your organs are happy. And then you live a long, happy, healthy life. So you want to make sure that we're getting rid of the oxidative stress, the inflammation, the mitochondrial dysfunction, the DNA damage, the impaired protein clearance. And then over time, when all this accumulates, cellular aging happens, right? That inflammaging is what they call it, or senescence, cellular senescence, where you get all the zombie cells, and then you get organ dysfunction, and then chronic disease. So we want to make sure we're keeping everything happy and healthy easily, right? So what causes all this cellular and organ toxin buildup? Okay, poor diet, all of the processed foods, sugar and additives. It increases your oxidative stress and cellular inflammation. So the environmental toxins, you don't realize it, but pollution, pesticides, plastics. There is so much why can't I say the word today? All the pesticides on our food, and it only takes a little hot minute of it, just a little bit, to create issues. So that accumulates heavy metals and endocrine disruptors in the body. So then medications and pharmaceuticals, guys, you wouldn't believe how much medications can actually cause toxic buildup and cause more issues. So it causes liver strain, mitochondrial damage, and nutrient depletion. Alcohol and tobacco use, direct cellular toxicity, and impaired organ detox, chronic stress. Good God, we're all under chronic stress right now. It seems like life just keeps getting harder and harder, but that creates hormonal imbalance and immune suppression. And then sedentary lifestyles. That's not good. We need to get out and walk and move. Your body, that moving actually helps detox your cells. So if you don't, you have reduced circulation and lymphatic drainage. That's very important. Gut dysbiosis. Goodness gracious, when your microbiome is imbalanced, the increased endotoxins and leaky gut syndrome and what that causes for your brain health is just astounding. Poor liver or kidney function. So you have reduced filtration of toxins and metabolic waste. So your body, it can't get rid of everything. Overloaded detox pathways. Your NRF2 activity, that is the most important pathway there is for detoxification. It is your detoxification pathway in your body that God made for you. So when you don't have that, there's an inability to neutralize and eliminate toxins effectively. And then aging. Sadly, as we age, there's a natural decline in detox efficiency. So that's why we came up with Protandim NRF2, right? It also increases your lifespan by 7%. And we can legally say that because there's a study on that. So when you don't have that whole NRF2 thing going on, you have decreased antioxidant enzyme levels and autophagy. And why is autophagy important? It gets rid of all the bad stuff. It helps the cells get rid of the bad stuff. So what happens without proper detoxification? When your kidneys and your liver are not working correctly and your cells. So oxidative stress, you get cell damage from free radicals. That creates Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, heart disease. It's crazy everything that it can cause. Chronic inflammation, which means you have an ongoing immune response, arthritis, metabolic syndrome, autoimmune diseases. You get mitochondrial dysfunction. So then you don't have energy and you get toxin accumulation. So that creates fatigue, fibromyalgia, type 2 diabetes, DNA damage. Then you have mutations in cancer risk. And the many types of cancers. And what's the number one growing? So there are two things that are like surpassing heart disease, which is crazy. Well, not surpassing it, but getting close. So believe it or not, cancer and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is becoming like getting up there with heart disease. So poor liver clearance, then you get toxins build up in your blood, which creates fatty liver disease, hormone imbalance, skin disorders. If you don't have kidney filtration, then you get electrolyte imbalance and uremic toxins. And then you get hypertension, kidney disease, cardiovascular risk. It's all interrelated. And if you have impaired autophagy, where those cells work on getting rid of all the bad stuff and they don't have the energy to do it, then you have a buildup of damaged proteins and organelles, which then turn into neurodegenerative diseases and premature aging. So cellular detoxification is so very, very important. And then glutathione, who'd have known it? Who'd have thunk it? It's the most important thing that you can do for your body to help it detox. So glutathione is a tripeptide made from 3 amino acids, glutamine, cysteine, and glycine. It's often called the body's master antioxidant because of how central it is to neutralizing toxins, regenerating other antioxidants, superoxide dismutase, hemioxygenase, all those wonderful things. And then it supports immune and mitochondrial health. Guys, if you don't have glutathione in your body, you're going to be sick all the time. And if you're sick all the time, the reason why you are is because you don't have glutathione in your body. So why is glutathione so critical for detoxification? It neutralizes free radicals. So glutathione donates electrons to neutralize reactive oxygen species and prevents oxidative stress, which is a major driver of cell damage and aging, and inflammation. So then you have phase 2 liver detox conjugation. In the liver, glutathione attaches to fat-soluble toxins, making them water-soluble so they can be excreted through bile or urine. Very important. It's crazy how much bile is involved in detoxification. It's also essential for detoxifying heavy metals, drugs, and environmental toxins. And it regenerates other antioxidants. So it recycles vitamin C, vitamin E, alpha lipoic acid. It recycles superoxide dismutase, hemioxygenase, all the really important heavy lifters. So mitochondrial protection, very, very important. And why is that important? Because without your mitochondria functioning right, your cells don't function right and you get disease. So mitochondria create energy, but also generate the reactive oxygen species. So glutathione protects mitochondrial DNA and membranes from oxidative damage, which are key for energy and longevity. Immune support and inflammation control. My goodness, it helps modulate immune responses and reduces chronic inflammation by inhibiting inflammatory cytokines like those bad dudes, NF-kappa B, tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin 6, interleukin beta that I'm always talking about. They're all interrelated, so you got to keep them happy, right? So glutathione, how important is it? Very. So neurodegenerative diseases. Woo, I've got Mark's tied tongue here. Okay, neurons are highly sensitive to oxidative stress. Cancer, weak detox means more DNA damage and poor cell repair. And when your cells don't repair and can't go through autophagy, that creates more issues. Fatty liver disease, can't fat soluble toxin efficiently, right? That's not good. That creates even more issues because your liver is the most important thing in your body for detoxification. Autoimmunity, poor immune regulation and inflammation control. Aging, glutathione levels decline with age, so it accelerates cell damage if you don't put it back in. Kidney and lung disease. These organs literally rely on glutathione-rich environments to manage toxins. So literally, glutathione is truly one of your body's most powerful defenders. Like right in your 40s, you're looking fantastic. In your 50s, a little bit of aging. In your 60s, you should not be hunched over using a cane. You should look like you're still in your 50s. So our environment and our lifestyles cause a lot of that. So I just put glutathione in your body. So important. I can't explain how important it is. So the Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is so important for detoxification. It is important for cellular and organ detoxification because it activates the NRF2 pathway, which is the master regulator that turns on your body's internal defense systems, including antioxidants, enzymes, detoxification enzymes, and repair proteins. Very important. So when NRF2 is activated, like the Protandim NRF2, it moves into the cell nucleus and switches on the genes responsible for antioxidant enzymes. So it neutralizes free radicals, like the superoxide dismutase gets increased, your catalase gets increased, all that good stuff. Your phase 2 detox enzymes. So they conjugate toxins into water-soluble forms for elimination, right? That's that hemioxygenase, right? Very, very important because guess what NRF2 does? It increases your detox system by over 300%, your hemioxygenase by 700%, your catalase, which is so important, by 30%. It's crazy, right? Your glutathione synthesis. It literally, as soon as you put it in your body, it upregulates your master detox molecule, glutathione, by 300%. Nothing else can do that. DNA repair and protein repair. So it supports stress response proteins that repair cell structures damaged by toxins. It's neuroprotective and mitochondrial supportive. Keeps the brain and organs resilient during detoxification processes. So Protandim NRF2 is like flipping the on switch for your body's built-in detox system. It doesn't add antioxidants. It literally activates your genes to make your own, leading to stronger, longer lasting protection against across all major organs. So what's the difference between activating your body and just supplementing it with something else? When you activate your body, it's in there. It's getting rid of, it's turning on God's perfect system. Turning it back on, it's creating so much health and wellness for you. It's not even crazy. So when you supplement, it means you're low in something. That's like your vitamins. You're just fixing that problem for a hot minute, and then it goes away, and then you have to do it again. So your natural antioxidants stay in there constantly, and then you end up fighting inflammation and bad guys. You kill like millions of free radicals every second instead of a free radical a second. So big difference. So NRF1 synergizer is super important too, because while NRF2 is the switch for antioxidant and detox genes, NRF1 is the commander of mitochondrial cleanup and cellular renewal. So protanum NRF1 activates the nuclear respiratory factor, your NRF1 pathway, which plays a crucial role in maintaining mitochondrial health, cellular energy, and intracellular detox capacity, especially through proteasome activation and organelle recycling. So what happens when NRF1 is activated via the protanum NRF1? Your mitochondrial biogenesis. What? That means you're generating new healthy mitochondria to replace damaged ones. Very important, because you've got to have those little factories going in your body everywhere in your cells. Mitophagy support. So what? It promotes removal of dysfunctional mitochondria, which leak reactive oxygen species and toxins. Very important. Proteasome activation clears out misfolded proteins and metabolic waste inside the cell. And what are misfoldings and metabolic waste? They are disease. So cancer, misfolded proteins is fibromyalgia. Misfolded proteins is neurodegenerative diseases. So you really need to have the energy for your cells to get rid of all the toxic waste. So energy restoration, it supports ATP production for optimal liver, kidney, and immune detox work. It helps give extra energy for it. Prevents toxin-induced apoptosis. So it shields the cells from dying prematurely due to oxidative or metabolic overload. So NRF1 is like flipping the on switch for your body's engines. So all 10 quadrillion mitochondria engines. Yep, you heard me right. You have over 10 quadrillion mitochondria engines. So if your mitochondria are dysfunctional or depleted, your detox capacity, energy, and longevity all suffer. So you want to make sure you are fueling those little mitochondria so they can do the right thing and help keep disease away. So why the NRF1 synergizer is so important for detoxification? It helps clean everything up, gives it the energy, and plays a crucial role in maintaining mitochondrial health, cellular energy, and intracellular detox capacity through proteasome activation and organelle recycling. So, okay, your organ or your cell system, right? Remember I said, if your cells are happy, your tissues are happy, and if your tissues and cells are happy, your organs are happy. What keeps you alive? Your organs. So when your liver's happy and healthy, it energizes hepatocytes, which manage the formation of phase 1 detox. When your brain's happy, right, it protects neurons from oxidative protein buildup and mitochondrial decay. When your kidneys are happy, it maintains energy-dependent filtration and clearance of blood-borne toxins. When your immune cells are happy, it recycles damaged parts and fuels high-energy immune detox reactions. And when all your cells are happy, it improves intracellular cleanup via proteasome and autophagy support. So they all work together and live a happy, healthy life. So protanum NRF1 helps your cells clean house and generate energy to do it. It clears damaged mitochondria, renews energy systems, and activates the proteasome, which is critical for detoxifying at the cellular and organ level. Okay, so we also have NAD synergizer. It is essential for detoxification. NAD, your nicotide adenine dinucleotide, is a coenzyme found in every cell of the body. It's essential for energy production, DNA repair, inflammation control, and cellular cleanup. It's designed to boost intracellular NAD plus levels by over 100% in just 24 hours, which decline with age, stress, toxin exposure, and disease, while other NAD plus boosters use nicotinamide riboside or NMN. Protandim NAD not only raises NAD plus levels, but also activates sirtuins more effectively. There's a whole big science conversation going on about all the NAD supplements out there, because they say they increase the NAD, but they actually don't. So be very careful with which one you have. That's why we have the science behind ours, and it literally increases your NAD levels by 100% in just 24 hours. So how does it support detoxification? Very important. Activates sirtuins, SIRTs 1 through 7s, which regulate detox genes, enhances mitochondrial cleanup, reduces inflammation, promotes autophagy, right? Stimulates cellular self-cleaning and damaged organelle recycling. Supports phase 1 and 2 liver enzymes through energy supply and gene activation. Enhances DNA repair, so it clears damaged DNA caused by toxins and oxidative stress. Controls inflammatory pathways. It also helps suppress that NF-kappa B, bad dude, and other pro-inflammatory signals linked to toxin damage. And it boosts mitochondrial function. So it helps that whole NRF1 even more. It's like nitric, you have nitrous oxide for cars. I always want to say nitric. That's for the heart. So it literally puts like jet fuel in the cells, helps it even more than gives that NRF1 like a boost. It's really good. Protandim NAD is like fuel and regulator for your body's deepest cellular repair and detox programs, while NRF2 turns on detox genes and NRF1 renews mitochondria. NAD plus supercharges the engines, activates the sirtuins, and initiates intracellular cleanup through autophagy. So together they form a synergistic detox trifecta, better known as the Protandim Trisynergizer. When you put them all together, it's like the detox dream team. Now, if you have a lot of toxic buildup, you want to start out a little bit slower. So I would suggest you do the heart health stack. It's going to be not quite as much on your body at one time, because if you have a lot of inflammation, a lot of toxins already built up, you've got to give your body the chance to get rid of some of them. And then you can go to the dream team, the NRF1, the NRF2, and the NAD. So if you have questions, just call me or text me and I can help you start off on the right path. But all of it's completely natural. They're made from God-given, wonderful plants. It's wonderful. And it's really cool because guess what? So, oh shoot, not Dr. Who's the doctor that was real vocal during COVID? I can't remember his name. Anyway, they just came out with a cancer prevention program that they have peer reviewed and put out. Guess what? One of the biggest things there is that helps.
Dr. Malone?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, green tea, the EPCG, I think I said that right, is one of the biggest things that you can take to help prevent cancer cells. Antioxidants, your body's own antioxidants. They did this whole big thing. All of this, turmeric, green tea, milk thistle, ashwagandha, that's all in their program. and it's in one of our, it's just one of our synergizers, our NRF2. And then NRF1, oh my gosh, the alpha lopaic, the coenzyme Q10, grape extract, alpha lopaic, quercetin. Oh, it's all, look at how wonderful all this natural stuff is. Big, big, big difference between the stuff that you get that causes toxins. This gets rid of toxins. So believe it or not, real quick, True Science Liquid Collagen helps support detoxification too. Glycine that is in it is so, so very important. I know everybody thinks that it just makes you look better. Not a true statement. It's very important that peptides actually help the liver clear more of the fat out so it can help get rid of more of the toxins built up. So don't leave collagen out. And the liquid form is way better and way faster acting. We also have 10 different peptides in our collagen. So people see huge differences, not only in their skin, but in their overall health, brain fog, all that stuff, because it's so glycine rich. Okay, we have peer-reviewed studies and articles all over the place. We were literally studied by all kinds of universities, even the Heart Association, the Lung Association, all kinds of people study us. There's a huge ABC primetime where we got our start. They were going to try and show that we didn't work, and it ended up creating a huge thing because we did better than what we said. And now John Quiones won't ever go off our products, and he looks younger now than when he first did that series. So we just do, yeah, we have science behind us. So this is where you can order. You can order through me or Mark. If you order through me, Mark still gets credit, so no problem. There's everywhere. We even have vitamins, which are really cool because our vitamin Bs are pre-methylated, which is huge because 45% of the population can't use B vitamins because their body can't use them. So we have all kinds of good stuff. And if you have any questions, you need help, just text me 704-249-5565. So that's it. And
just
then,
kind of fun leaving you sitting there.
Thanks. Much appreciated. I'll just make funny faces at everybody.
All right, everybody. Look forward to, thank you, Stacy. Look forward to seeing everybody else this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 Atlantic, 6 Central.
I know.
Yeah, like 5 West Coast. All right, all those things. Anyway,
that had me so goofed up when I was over there with you guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it gets confusing.
It does.
Yeah, much love all. See you this evening. Thanks, Stace.
Bye, everyone.